Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is my buddy Rob. He actually built his own computer. He went online and to newegg.com and pretty much built his computer. He actually used PC Builder to figure out what he needed, and from there bought all the parts on Newegg and put this big bad boy together. It's really big. The case is, kind of give you an idea, about 3 hands worth big. And there's a monitor, so it's way bigger than the monitor. Has light up LEDs in it. And so my buddy Robert's gonna explain what's in it.
Alright, so I pretty much started out, I went on PC Builder and did my research and kind of got all the parts I needed to make sure they're all compatible. I started out with my motherboard, and you usually work in from there. You can't really see it too much. It's down here. It's got the heatsink. These are the heat sinks right here. We usually make designs. This is actually the BIOS right there. It tells you the temperature of the CPU. And it's got the full thing actually installed. This is the network card. I guess we start off like by saying this is what you should know. This is the RAM right here. And I have 4 RAM card slots. I actually had to use these 2 because my big fan Coolmaster fan kind of blocked the other 2 slots, so I had to put them in here. So I have to re-get a different fan if I want to put more RAM in.
You have 4 gigs?
And yeah, these are each 4 gigs. These are 8 gigs total.
Oh damn.
And then that's pretty much standard. They usually go for 16 now, but you don't really need that much for video games. You probably only need 8. This is what you need right here. This is the bad boy. This is my GPU, my graphics card. It's a big graphics card, very powerful. It actually has 2 graphics cards powered by 3 fans, and it's very powerful. I can run all the new games now on pretty much full video, full ultra everything. And then pretty much I added everything basically was just the motherboard. You had to get the motherboard. I had the case came with some fans. I had to upgrade the fans. I upgraded the fan on the cooler, the CPU cooler, and it does pretty good. This is a Coolmaster. These are really top of the line. I added 2 fans up here. You can't see if you go underneath and look up. There's a couple fans up underneath there, or 1 actually. I thought I had 2. There's 1 there I added there. That's a Spectre. And then there's 2 in the front that I have installed. 1 came with the case that I left, and then another one up in here. And these cool the drives, the DVD drives, any optical drives that you want, and then of course your hard drives. This is the old hard drive I took out of another computer. This is probably the biggest you'll see now. These are the newer ones. They're a lot smaller and sleeker. And then this is the SD solid state drive. These are a lot better. This is almost exactly like the RAM. It has no moving parts in it. In the hard disk drives, they have moving parts to locate the information. And what else do we got? I had to get the power supply. So pretty much went the CPU or the motherboard, and then I kind of got everything else, and then I got a power supply. And the power supply is very important because it needs to power everything and not have any drop in power or anything, and anything over a certain amount of wattage can kind of be useless and just cost you a lot of money in an energy bill. So you want to get just the balance. You don't want to have under, because then your computer won't be able to perform at the rate that you want it to. But otherwise, this is the exact one. I had a few wattage. I went a little bit over with this in case I want to add another GPU or some more fans and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, you get the case. You want to get the motherboard first and then get the case. This is a full case, a full tower case or a large tower case. This is larger than most tower cases. This is a panel from a mid-tower case. This is what you buy at the store, and that's about the height of a mid-tower case. So this is definitely a lot bigger than your normal PC. desktop computer.
Can you talk about how easy it is to slip those hard drives out?
Yeah, this case was very, very nice. I looked it up to make sure it was very, very easy to kind of maneuver everything. Everything is like pop-in friendly. You don't have to do too much. Everything's just pop and play, pop and plug, and it should be running. So these just pop out. You install the hard drives in here. These things pop off. You place it in, and then it just pops in place. Usually you'd have to screw them in onto the sides, but these just pop in, and then you just slide it back in. And then on the other side, they have the cables to hook up, and then you string it back into the motherboard. And then on the other side of the panel, they make a whole panel made to hide your cables, so this isn't cluttered. And yeah, you want to have good airflow, so you don't want a lot of cables cluttering all these areas. So you want to tuck them back away and make sure there's space so air can flow through and cool your motherboard, your RAM, and your GPU and everything else. So your motherboard doesn't overheat, your CPU doesn't overheat and cause damage to your motherboard or anything else.
Question. CPU. There's a reason why we can't see it, right?
Yeah, the CPU you can't see because this fan right here, this is CPU cooler, it's attached at the bottom. These coils right here, they all converge in the front, and then they connect to a square that's about that size, and it's connected through metal, and you put an adhesive, a metallic adhesive on it. That way it has a clear contact to the motherboard, the top of the motherboard. And the motherboard is a chip, and then on the back of the chip they have a metal plate that connects to another solid metal plate that then again attaches to this. That way you have like a very good bond. That way this thing can cool it, and this thing just, there's a liquid that kind of circulates this like a radiator, and then it uses the fan power right here to run through this and kind of cool it. And that way your CPU doesn't overheat. It gets really hot. You can't run CPU without a cooler of some sort, because it'll just burn up and burn out. Maybe just mess up your motherboard.
Oh my God.